Hey fam, welcome back. Tisha here, back to talk about another episode of Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup, season 6, episode 12, Sugar Daddy Problems. Go ahead and do me a favor and hit the like button as we jump into this first couple, Justine and Michael. In the last episode, we found out that Mike is about to throw Justine her dream wedding. She lowballed it and said that she thinks she's going to spend at least $60,000. What she doesn't know is that Mike promised this barber guy that he would put $100,000 into this barber business. At this point, we see her trying to get her body back. It's been 4 months since she's had her last child, and we know she had the last two back to back. So she's been going to the gym trying to get, things back to where she wants them to be. And she's been boxing. The way she was talking, I thought she was going to a class, like a mixed fit or something like that. But it's just her punching a bag at the gym. Not a whole bunch of cardio there. I don't know if it's because the cameras were around, but that's all we see. So they talk about how him being locked up may have affected the kids, and how with his oldest daughter, the one that happened to get in the fight, that she thinks that it's manifesting in different ways, to the point where at some point he will need to address it further. If you're so concerned, get these kids into one-on-one counseling now. I think a lot of times people wait until something happens rather than being proactive and jumping on this in the beginning. Like, that he was away for a significant portion of her life and some of the other kids. That there's going to be a void there. And then rather than getting out and focusing on his dynamics with his children, he came out and he was focused on building a relationship with you. So there's a lot of time lost there, and you can't make up for it. And there could be some, lingering things there. So they go from that to talking about this wedding thing again. And Justine wants what she wants, while Mike wants to put that money in on the shop. She, at this point, is over all the businesses. She says they've had the shoe business and the credit business, and of course, his music, as well as the car rentals, that there's always something, which he was a drug dealer. You shouldn't be surprised that there's always something, because he was a hustler. He's accustomed to getting quick money, and he's trying to find the one thing that can get him money the quickest. So we later see them head out to meet up with his barber and his barber's wife at this potential location where they're going to have this barbershop. I immediately am not that impressed. And I understand that a lot of that money that he's putting into this is going to be going towards the build out and fixing up this place, because there's a lot of work to be done. He's talking like he's got this. He's telling her how each week they're going to charge booth rent and they're going to get a check. Sir, what do you think that booth rent goes towards? It doesn't just go in your pockets, because you're not going to be in there cutting hair. So somebody's going to have to pay the rent. That booth rent is going to go towards your rent. There's a lot of things that I don't think that he's considering um about the cost, even though he wants to be the financial person. So Justine is listening to him talk, and she's not feeling it. She's tired of it. She wants results. They walk in, he's talking about how he wants bigger, how he wants this to be like a $250 experience. Are you telling me that you're trying to charge people $250 for a haircut? Because I'm confused. Yeah, it's not making sense. Justine hears that he is going to be putting $100,000 in it, and she is looking at him like, you're not about to mess with my wedding for this building. The barber's wife, because they've probably already had some discussions about this, is like, what do you think, Justine, about postponing the wedding? Like, we can open up the business, money can start coming in, and then after the money comes in, you can use the money that comes in to pay for your wedding. I want to know what kind of clientele that he already has, because if he really like already has people coming in like that, and he's supposed to be like the barber of the stars, I would think that he would be able to do more of this on his own. Like, why does he need Michael? Or was this Michael's suggestion? Like, something's missing here. So Justine hears that and she kind of snaps. She doesn't want to hear anything else. And she walks out. And they calling each other, names and stuff as they walk out. Or should I say she's calling him names as they walk out. And that's the end of them. Keith and Latisha. Every time I see this lady on my screen, I get irritated because this lady is a dummy. The courts are going to have access to this footage and they are going to get you because you are doing all this backhanded stuff. You up here trying to act like you got all this money. Meanwhile, you've been allegedly taking advantage of other people and their funds. So Keith and Tisha consummate their marriage. It's safe to say they both enjoyed themselves. He has to report to the halfway house by 12:45. I personally feel like she wasted all his money because you got this limo and the policy states, as I said before, that he has to arrive via the bus. So she's talking about how this halfway house that he's going to is co-ed, and she's worried about these women touching her man and acting like she's gonna beat somebody up if they try to do it. And I was laughing because Tisha please, or Tisha please, I don't know how she says her name, I forgot, I don't really care, I want to call her the swindler. Those ladies will handle this girl. You are over here worried about those women in the halfway house when you need to be worried about the women who you're going to be coming in contact with if you go to jail after they lock your butt up because of the way that you're moving out in these streets. They're not focusing on Keith. They're focusing on the stuff that they got to focus on. So they arrive at the bus station after their long drive, and the kids, Keith's aunt, Keith's sister, his grandma, his stepmother, and dad are there. Her daughter Naraya is 16 and she isn't feeling it. Like, you can tell that there's something there. Keith kind of says, she's a teenager and we're going to have to work through it. She hugs him, but it just looks like I'm here because my mama made me be here. The younger one is crying and it's dad this and dad that. And I don't even think, I don't think, I know that's not his child. Why does she have her daughter calling him daddy? I hope that little girl knows that this isn't her daddy. So he sees his dad and his dad is crying as he hugs him. The sister is crying as she hugs him. You can tell, even though he did what he did, that he does come from a loving and supportive family. Now, I don't know all that they did for him while he was locked up because as I said, there's a whole bunch of years of this or seasons of this that I wasn't watching. But based on how they showed up just to see him at the bus station, I think that they have been, taking calls and things of that nature. So they take pictures and then she and her kids hop in the Uber with him as they head to the halfway house. They get there and that's the end of that. It's really not too much to say on that. I'm gonna be watching them. I halfway feel like I need to go back to some previous seasons and see what the true story is with them because something is missing. All right, let's go to these two, Courtney and Will. Now, Courtney is about to be released. In my opinion, the system is so messed up because rather than letting her out, what they needed to do was get this girl into a drug program because she has a history of abuse when it comes to narcotics. Knowing that, and she sat here in a halfway house where she knows that she could be randomly tested and all those things, and then she does something and she gets locked up. You need to keep her in there. She violated, and you only have her stay in there for 2 weeks for getting caught with drugs. She's going to head out and probably reoffend depending on the substance, but there's a reason why she was in there in the first place. So Will spoke with his friend because he's supposed to be heading up there. His plan is to head out there to see her, get her straight, and work remotely. This is a 10-hour drive. The amount of time and money that he is putting into this doesn't matter. It's just like, sir, what are you doing? So he gets a call while he's en route from the county because she violated the terms of her parole. She is not going to be able to qualify for this out of state transfer at this time. In my opinion, that's the whole reason why they got married in the first place, is so that they could get that out of state transfer. He doesn't even know if he should get her. And he keeps going back and forth like, should I get her? Shouldn't I get her? Should I get her? Shouldn't I get her? This girl jacked up the plan because the goal for her was to get there with him. In my opinion, this alone should let you know, Will, you need to get an annulment because the two of you really shouldn't be together. So she has broken the rules of the halfway house and they're going to be kicking her butt out. She is released and she gives the fakest performance looking for Will that I ever saw. She knew that man wasn't going to be standing out there. So she's standing out there with Mark, this guy that she's known, and she's like, where's Will? And he's so eager to be in her orbit that he knows that this lady is married and he's there to pick her up and do whatever else that she needs to do. So she calls Will, asking where he's at, saying, I'm your wife, that you're supposed to be here when I'm down. If he was there and he didn't go back to California, I think it's California, then this wouldn't be happening and all this other stuff. Girl, please, it's on you. Nobody forced you to do the things that you've done. You're making excuses. It's giving you still have a criminal mind. So he lets her know he's not coming. He's asking her who picked her up. She says, my friend Mark. He is now pissed that one of her sugar daddies have came to pick her up. The next thing you know, they're yelling at each other over the phone. She's asking him for more money because that little $300 he sent is not enough. She has to now move into a halfway house, and in that halfway house, she's going to have to pay for it. Courtney, that is on you. You decided to seek out an old friend who you knew would give you some type of Uggs and, put the D in front of it. And because you wanted those Uggs so badly, you used them and you're trying to blame it on him when you're the one who decided to seek that person out and do it and then get tested and then get caught. So Will is livid, yelling about all the things that he's done, that he's taken $10,000 to spend on her, that he spent $3,000 on clothes, and he got the phone and this and that and that. And he tells her at this point, since she's so busy sitting there with her little sugar daddy Mark, let him handle it. And he hangs up the phone. Mark, on the other hand, this is what he wants. He wants to take Will's place. After all, he's been in the picture for way longer than Will because he's been giving her money for 5 years. He basically, my words, not his, wants a return on his investment. And Courtney is full of crap because she's making all these excuses, acting like she's good. She's never done anything with Mark, nor will she. And then later on, you're saying you're gonna do what you got to do in order to survive. So yeah, keep doing what you want to do, because at some point he's gonna want something back from you. I think that Courtney got married because she wanted a check. But you all tell me what you think. Okay, let's go to this next couple. Who do I want to talk about? Who do I want to talk about? Let's talk about Daniel and Bianca. I told y'all before, I don't really know their story. I may go back and watch a little bit, but from what I could tell, Bianca is annoying me. Daniel is checking his email and he just realized that he has court the following day and it's 4 hours away. It's for an old shoplifting charge that he got back when he was on Uggs and he went to prison. It's a 6-year charge. Like, this charge was from 6 years ago. Bianca doesn't get why he forgot and why they're just now coming after him. How is he supposed to know why they're just now coming after him? Maybe it's because they just found out he was released from prison. Maybe they dropped the ball. I don't know. Either way, he has to report. So rather than supporting him, she's asking him all these questions, making it about her. As she's doing all of this, he's telling us this is part of the reason why he often can't speak to her, because he struggles with the way that she responds. He does not want this to turn into yet another argument. So the next day, he gets up and goes on a 4-hour drive without Bianca because he doesn't want to hear her mouth. He's not sure what's going to happen. We don't see him anymore for the episode, but we do see Bianca. She meets up with her old neighbor to talk crap about Daniel, about how he isn't on the right path and how he doesn't know how to communicate and how he doesn't care about her, the relationship, or his freedom. All he sees is her faults. Sounds to me like all you see, Bianca, is Daniel's faults. Leave. You're sitting there talking about all the things he's not doing and how he's not appreciating his freedom and all these other things, but he's the one working while you're sitting at home spending what little money you have left from the check that you got from the car accident. What are you doing to improve yourself? I get so annoyed when people tell these one-sided stories. And if I'm wrong, y'all can correct me because as I said, I haven't watched a lot of this show. But it sounds to me like Bianca is struggling with the fact that this man is gaining his own independence. It's been 6 months of him being out. Let him breathe. Let him gather his bearings. These people need to stop jumping into relationships and understand how different it is to get a little bit of freedom rather than having people sitting there act like you're supposed to be up under them. Let them be productive citizens. The fact that he's trying now, I don't know how long he's going to try. Daniel might make me bite my tongue because we do know that after 5 years of being sober, he had a drink like a month and a half ago. So I don't know if something more is going to come of that. But either way, let him figure things out. It's so much more to life than be worried about being married to you who keeps nagging him. That little promise ring is probably all you're going to get because I don't see them going anywhere. Okay. Next couple. Let's go ahead and talk about them. Every time I see them on my screen, I keep thinking this cannot be real. Now, last episode, we saw Brooke meet up with his best friend, with JK's best friend, Bonnie, at her job, letting her know she got fired. It's girl code. Don't say anything to JK. Yeah, right. Bonnie didn't even let her get all the way out the door before she texted JK and told him that he needed to come up there. JK is still looking at the truck. He gets the message. He's looking at this truck that he can't afford when his father arrives. He wants his dad's opinion on it because his dad used to be a freight hauler. Now JK lets us know he basically has a little bit of resentment for towards his father, especially when he was younger because his father worked so much. And he thinks that he's going to do this hot shot thing because unlike his dad, he'll be able to be there for his children the way that his father wasn't there for him. Here's the thing. I understand that he feels a way about his father not being there, but there are a lot of children, myself included, that did not have our parents in our lives during certain times. I've said it before, my father is military. There were plenty of times where he was out fighting for this country, and as a result, he was not at home with his family. That doesn't make an excuse for certain behaviors. Are there voids there? Yes. Are there times where they miss certain things? Yes. Can they make up for it? No, they can't. But to sit here and to act like you're just going to be the stand-up person for your kids and you're going to be there the way your father wasn't there for you when you haven't even been able to secure a job yet, where you've only been out for all of a month, where we see how disrespectful you are to women, where we see how you throw tantrums when you don't get your way, when we see how disrespectful you are to your mom's home because you're sitting there and you're banging on the floor with this girl in your mother's home and she's to the point where she doesn't even feel comfortable in her own house, but you're going to be a good father. Okay. So he wants his father to be more involved. I need to calm down. He feels like his dad wasn't there for him when he was locked up, but his father is there for him when he's out. What did you want him to do more of? You wrote him a letter and you didn't get the response that you wanted. Did you want him to put more feelings or something in it? Like, what more did you want him to do? He said his mother was his rock. I feel like your mother being your rock has kind of enabled some of your behavior because there's no way that if I was in that situation that my child would be in there shacking up in my living room floor with this girl having all types of relations and things of that nature in my house. You've been in what prison for what did he say, like 6 years? Y'all put it in the chat if you know. He's been there for a certain amount of time. If you could go that long without, being intimate with her, you can go another 3 months without doing that. It's disrespectful. So I'm listening to his dad. His dad seems like he's level-headed and he's hoping that his son JK will actually change. He promises JK that he will never leave him. They hug, tell each other they love each one another, and his father tells him, like, don't worry, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna work this out. Meaning he's gonna work on their relationship. His father does tell us that he is a little concerned though, because he knows his son's temper. And the way that he deals with these ladies reminds us of his temper. There's more there because JK gets emotional when he's talking about his dad. Um, but this is all we get for now. So we see JK go to the restaurant with his cousin. He meets up with Bonnie as his cousin goes inside to grab a drink, and she lets him know that Brooke isn't working. Now he's like, yes, she is. She's at work. No, she's not working. We don't see the end of that conversation, but we do see Brooke deciding that she's going to make dinner at his mama's house, but not with the food that she bought because she doesn't have any money. She's making dinner with the things that she can find around Kathy, JK's mom's house. I need her to worry about making dinner for her own kids and rather than worrying about making dinner for this man and his family. You got your kids at home with your mama watching them, but you got time to drop your kids off, drive like what, an hour away to go and cook for him and his, like, it's not making sense to me. So she's over there with her hair all down and stuff, all over the place while she's mushing this meat with her bare hands to make meatloaf. It didn't even seem like it was enough meat for that many people. It's not like it was a couple people eating the meatloaf, and meatloaf slices, you need at least 2 or 3. I was looking at the plates and I was like, those people eat. Like, what are we doing here? So she's lying to his mom saying that she went to her job when we know that she didn't. JK walks in, he speaks to everybody, but he's not really got it for Brooke. So he sees the plate and he's like, I'm not going to need that. I already got my food. I went to the restaurant. I got my food. So the rest of the people are sitting around the table in front of this food that they are about to eat. And he doesn't want the food. He's eating his own food. And as they're eating, he lets them know that he went down and talked to Bonnie. And he asks her in front of everybody why she didn't tell him that she lost her job. He then gets up and says he wants to know how he's supposed to have a kid with a liar. Sir, your first concern should be getting a job. It shouldn't be having a kid. He tells her she's just like his ex, Alex. These two are going back and forth arguing like this is their home, like they aren't visitors there. Both of them slamming doors. The way that they would have had to get out of my house, I understand that he's tethered, but she's not welcome there anymore because you two don't know how to act. Like, let's stop playing here. So he's fussing because he says that in the 3 years that he's been in communication with her, that this is her 8th job, that she doesn't keep a job for more than a month. She's yelling back at him that he doesn't have room to talk because he doesn't have a job either. Girl, he just got out of prison, number one. Number two, you are a mother of 2 boys. It is your responsibility to maintain income to take care of those boys. But for whatever reason, you are accustomed to having your mother pick up your slack. Just like you're dropping your mom over there to take care of your kids all the time while you over here up under him slobbing and doing whatever else you're doing. I shouldn't say that. No, I'm gonna say it. Bobbing for apples and having your legs up in the air while you need to be worried about your kids and finding a job. So as they arguing back and forth, he tells her to get the F out of his house, and then he proceeds to call her a stupid ass itch. Y'all, every time they get into an argument, she's an itch. She's an itch, she's an itch, she's an itch. Every single time. What is up? Because Will did it too to Courtney. What is up with these men, supposed men, calling these women itches just because they don't like what's going on? Once again, ladies, why are y'all letting these guys call you out your name. She tells him she ain't going anywhere. It's not your house, girl. You need to go. Why are you with somebody who clearly isn't seeing it for you right now? I just don't get these people. All right. On to the next thruple. Oh, wait. I forgot I added them. Y'all, where are these people at? Because I looked and they're supposed to be coming too. Where are they at? Okay. I guess they'll be for another time. Um, let's go to them. So we got Kiana and Demadrick, right? Demadrick did not get home from visiting his children until after 12. I wish y'all could see my face right now. Are we really supposed to think that he was just visiting his kids? That gives extracurricular activities or he took a pit stop to me. Y'all could have had that conversation on the phone. Drop off the pizzas or whatever else, play with your kids and go. He keeps on acting like he's going over there to visit the kids. But as I said in the previous recap, we don't even really see him hang out with the kids that long. We always see him up in Joela's face. So Kiana is still acting like Joela is being petty for not allowing her to attend their son's party. And Kiana, you're being petty about it as well because she said no. Have your own party. Kiana is making this party about her, talking about the love of your life can't go to your son's party. You need to stand up to her. Girl, love of your life? That's how he treats the love of his life? And for the umpteenth time, if it's that serious, throw your own party. Families do it all the time. That baby can have as many parties as y'all want to do. He can have one at your house, one at the mama's house, one at the grandparents' house. Like there's a whole bunch of people who love the little boy. Let him have all the parties he wants. So Demadrick is trying to act like the ladies are the problem when he's part of the problem himself because he keeps going back and forth, because he's keeping pictures, because he's having inappropriate conversations, because he isn't calling Kiana out on the crap that she's done. Kiana is on my nerves. Now Joella is too, but Kiana keeps acting like she got the number one prize because he's with her when the both of y'all is second. He don't treat none of y'all like y'all are first. You want to know who's first? Him. Because it's all about him and whoever he wants. And if he wants you today, he's gonna have you, and then he's gonna have her if she lets him. Because that's the way that y'all do. Y'all are all sharing the same peen. So she's claiming if he ever cheats on her again, then that's it. She said that like she believed it, but I don't think she even believes it because she's telling a lie. You can't tell me that she doesn't think that there's a possibility that something else is going on because she keeps asking him like, "Oh, you didn't come home till 12?" Girl, you know something else is going down. So she says she's constantly being disrespected by his baby mama, but they have fun. Kiana, you're constantly disrespecting yourself. I don't feel sorry for you. So let's go to the other person in this trio, Joella. Joella was raised by her grandmother because her father was in jail and her mother was always working. So she is currently trying to create a better life for her kids. She is in school, I'm guessing for cosmetology because she's talking about her hours, but I'm not sure. And when I say cosmetology, I'm talking about hair and makeup. Like I think she does the whole thing. But correct me down below if I'm wrong. She's working on her own brand, so she shows what I believe is eye makeup. Y'all, I'm not good with makeup. Just yeah. A palette, that's what they call it. And she wants to set her kids up for success. Now she claims that Demadrick is still trying to get some. Like he was even trying to get some the other night. So production asked her when's the last time that she slept with him. And rather than giving an answer, she says she can get it whenever she wants it. Meaning, if she were to throw it at him, that he would take it. And I believe her when she says that. I think he would. I think that he talks a good game when the cameras are around, but the moment that they leave, I think that he's still all up in her face. I feel like he's still being inappropriate with her. So Joella says she's not desperate for a man. That's a lie. She's had for 7 years. The fact that you keep going back and forth, last season you still wanted to be with him, it shows that you are desperate. The both of you look desperate to me. So Kiana took it too far, she says. I do agree that she did. Kiana's at the shop talking about Joella. She don't have no intentions of making things work with her right now. She gets a phone call. She takes off her microphone and she walks out. And I said, not y'all trying to make me think that Joella has done something. But I guess we'll see what happens. If there's something that I missed that you want to talk about, let me know down below. Overall, let's do this so I can see if you made it to the end. What are you rating this episode? On a scale of 0 to 5, what are you rating it? Like the video as it helps the channel. I'm going to try to have up the one from Friday before the week is out. Don't hold me to it, but I'm going to try. All right. Peace out, you guys.